I'd like to welcome everybody here, ex-Chief Minister, university professors, Congress party leaders and students. Thank you for coming here and listening to me. It's an honor for me to come here. Honor and a pleasure. I must say I really enjoyed the performances there. I missed one, but I would have liked to see that one, but I did enjoy those two, and they were quite relevant. The names were quite relevant. So, Forever Young, much like Manipur, Spirit That Never Dies, and then Highway to Hell. You know what's going on in the country. We have a Prime Minister who refuses to listen to the country, Prime Minister who doesn't respect different cultures, different histories, different viewpoints. So very, very well thought out cultural performance there. That was very nice. Now I'm here to speak to you. I'm here to listen to you. Whatever questions you have, make them as hard as you want, as difficult as you want. I have no problem. I'm here to learn from you. So please, go ahead.
The first question, and that is from Jen Collar Thodam, MSc first semester, Manipur University. Please stand up and ask your question.
Are you normally this quiet?
Sir, my question is a very simple one. I would like that, have you ever considered the rising fees of the students that in institution that a student usually drops out and then affects the country's economic growth? So let's talk like, have you ever considered about the rising fees of the student that usually leads a student to like to drop out of the college? And the next question is like the government nowadays the government like make a rule that the army can exercise their power more in the Northeast India, like they can capture anyone they want. So do you support that the military force can capture anyone in Northeast India? And why only Northeast India? Like, do you agree with this exercise military, the power that has been given to the military? That's my question.
So on the education system and the fact that the Indian education system is becoming more expensive, that's hugely to do with the fact that we're not spending enough money on education as a central government. We've committed to increasing the expenditure on education to about 6% of GDP. And we believe that the government is responsible for opening high-quality universities and colleges. Private people have their own role, but the government should ensure low-cost, high-quality education to all its youngsters. So there I'm pretty clear on that. It's a question of how much money you spend. The current government has drastically reduced the amount of money they're spending on university and college education. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, over the last 5 years, they've only opened one central university in the whole country. In a similar time, we had opened multiple. On the issue of should the military just be allowed to arrest anybody? No, I don't think so. I don't think the military should be allowed to arrest anybody, but there are law and order concerns. There are law and order concerns all across the country, and so we have to be sensitive to them. But I veer towards allowing expression of people. I veer towards listening to people, and I veer towards reducing these type of laws and minimizing them. That's my personal view.
The next question is from Jingsubam Marina Devi, Masters in Political Science from Manipur University. Jingsubam Marina Devi. She's here, she's at the back.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It is indeed a great privilege for me to get this opportunity to introduce myself to you, sir. Sir, may I know in what manner the basic principles of Congress are different from that of the BJP? Thank you, sir.
That's a very nice question.
Congress does not believe in cultural imperialism. So Congress does not believe in the idea. Congress does not believe in the idea that one part of this country should rule other parts of this country. We believe that every part of this country, every state, should be allowed to express itself, should be allowed to say and do what it wants, should be able to defend its culture, its language, its traditions, and should feel proud of their own history. The BJP and the RSS want to impose one idea on India. They want to crush all other ideas. And you've seen this happening over the last 5 years. You've seen what has happened here in Manipur when people voice their opinion against Prime Minister Modi, when people voice their opinion against the Chief Minister. You can see the heavy hand of the Indian government. It doesn't like the people of Manipur expressing themselves. They want you to celebrate other ideas, other cultures, which is fine, there's no problem. But you should also be allowed to celebrate your own history, your own culture, your own traditions. I believe that Manipur adds to India. So whatever your perspective is, whatever your feelings are, whatever you want to say, when you say them, I believe that India becomes stronger. Even if sometimes you might say something in your university that your professors don't like or your vice chancellor doesn't like, I think that you should be allowed to say it. The BJP feels that you should not be allowed to say what is in your heart. You should listen to what they have to say, and Manipur should be run from Nagpur, not from Imphal. That's broadly the difference. I don't think they appreciate, the band there. I don't think they appreciate the type of music that was played here. They would like you to play, a particular type of music. They don't want you to dance around. They want you to stand like this. They don't want you to do all that. So there's an inferiority complex in them. There's a deep inferiority complex in them. And they are actually scared of other cultures. They're scared of relating to other people. They're scared of basically human relations. And so they take their frustration out on everybody. We are not scared of human relations. We are not scared of other cultures. We celebrate other cultures. And that, frankly, is a very relevant question because that's a fight going on in India today. And you can see this expressed across the board. You can see it expressed in the hatred that is being spread. You can see it expressed in the university system. You hear brilliant students. You're sent a vice chancellor whose only qualification is that he's a member of the RSS. This is an insult to your intelligence. I mean, the only qualification today a man needs to run a university is he should be able to get up in the morning, wear a pair of shorts, hold a stick, and do exercises in a shakha. It's ridiculous. But that's frankly what this country's come to.
Can we take the next question, sir?
Yeah.
That would be from Chongtham Laisna Devi, Department of Philosophy, Manipur University.
Good morning, sir. Firstly, more than 4 months, Manipur University was not functioning and in the state of turmoil, chaotic situation on demanding the removal of Vice Chancellor A.P. Pandey. During these agitations, thousands of security forces are deployed and suddenly raided on the midnight of 21st September 2018 throughout of the campus. Students, teachers, staffs were tortured, harassed, and even some of them were put to the jail for 20 days. And next, moreover, in the democratic state of true constitutions, the citizens across do not enjoy the privileges and basic human rights equally. We all living under the AFSA Armed Forces Special Power Act 1958 extremely vulnerable situation of getting killed easily. We get charged by draconian act like NSA easily. AFSA and NSA are not the things which human will live easily, which affects our freedom of speech, freedom of decision. Easily we could charge under the protection constitutions. How would you address the situation?
Well, when we were in power here, we were trying to reduce the impact of AFSA. We removed it from 7 constituencies. And as far as the agitation, and it is our intention to reduce the draconian powers of AFSA. And we had a record of reducing it. It will take time. It will require the situation to be peaceful, but that is the direction in which we want to go. As far as your university chancellor's concerned, I'm very happy that you did an agitation and you got rid of him. This was the best thing that you could do for yourselves. I do not appreciate imposing such people on brilliant students of Manipur University. I do not think that is the way forward. I think people who understand what students want, people who understand what education is about, should be running these institutions. So I'm quite happy that you managed to get rid of the gentleman.
The next question is from Professor Amar from Manipur University. He's in the front. Please
Hello.
give him a mic.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, the first thing that Modi regime did was abolition of the Planning Commission. The latest thing is sidelining all the statistical bodies of the country. Now, we would like to have a clear-cut stand from you on the statistical system of the country as a foundation for governance. We really need a clear-cut stand at this juncture of the country. The second one, we'd like to hear from you about your vision for the Northeast for the next 20 years. Thank you.
It is not only the statistical system that they are attacking. They are attacking every single Indian institution. They've destroyed the Planning Commission. So the idea of having a strategy moving forward, they have wiped out. And states like the Northeast, which have particular requirements, require a strategic approach. So tremendous damage has been done to the Northeast because they've taken away your special status, they've taken away the special industrial policy that we had put in place. They're also attacking the central foundations of the government. The Reserve Bank of India, you've seen that the head of the Reserve Bank resigned. The Prime Minister bypassed the Reserve Bank and carried out disastrous demonetization, wiped out 2% of our GDP. And these are just ad hoc decisions that the man takes. He just gets up one morning and decides, I'm going to get rid of 500 and 1,000 rupee note. Now there's no thinking behind it. It's pure mediocrity. He doesn't have much understanding of what economics is. He doesn't go into the details. I think instead of calling it the Prime Minister's office, it should be called the Publicity Minister's office. Basically, that's all he's interested in. He gets up in the morning and he says, okay, what publicity can I do for myself this morning? And then he starts. And he's causing tremendous damage to the country. 4 crore 70 lakh jobs have been lost in the last 5 years. The gentleman said that he would give 2 crore jobs per year. And he's actually not given anything. He's actually lost 4.7 crore jobs. So there is an absolute lack of understanding. It's the same idea that you take a man who has no idea about how to run a university and place him on top of a university. I mean, the Prime Minister makes these fancy speeches and all that. But the fact of the matter is, and I have nothing against people who don't go to university. In fact, people who don't go to university are very capable. But the Prime Minister, we still don't understand. The Prime Minister seems to believe that he's been to university, states that he's been to university. But we still have not had access to his university degree. Nobody actually knows whether the Prime Minister went to university or not. Right? There's an RTI in Delhi asking for the Prime Minister's university degree. And the RTI has not been responded to. So basically it is an imposition of mediocrity on a country that is extremely sophisticated, a country that understands things, a country that has huge amount of talent. So you just waste all that talent. I don't know if you know, but when the Prime Minister carried out demonetization, he locked up his entire cabinet. He locked with a key. He locked his entire cabinet. And the cabinet did not even know that the Prime Minister was going to demonetize India's currency. That's the level at which we are operating. Now, coming to how do I think about the Northeast? Number one, we have to tackle the job crisis in India and the Northeast. In order to do that, we have to significantly increase the amount of money we are spending in connecting the Northeast to the rest of the country. And frankly, I like the idea of Look East, where we connect the Northeast to Asia from the eastern side. So building infrastructure, connecting the Northeast to other countries in this region. And I view Northeast, frankly, as a potential manufacturing hub in the eastern part of India. I think it is absolutely doable. It will take time, but it is absolutely doable if we have a strategy for it. With regards to agriculture in the Northeast, we need to make sure that our farmers, the fruits and vegetables they're producing are being processed. A lot of wastage takes place, you're not connected. So we would like to set up right near the farms in Manipur, food processing units for oranges, for whatever you grow, so that the farmers can sell their produce in the factories and get adequate compensation. Finally, if you look at our banking system, and you look at the type of people who have access to the money, who are given the bank loans, you will notice that Mr. Nirav Modi got 35,000 crore rupees. One man got 35,000 crore rupees. They can't give you special status, but they can give one man 35,000 crore rupees. Now the question is, how many jobs did this man create for India? Almost none. And there's a list. Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi, Lalit Modi, Vijay Mallya, thousands and thousands and thousands of crores of rupees just go straight into their pocket. Anil Ambani, go straight into their pocket. So what we would like to do is we would take the Indian banking system and we would open the doors of the Indian banking system to Manipuri and Northeastern entrepreneurs and youngsters. We would allow you to access that money, get bank loans, and build businesses so that you can create jobs for the nation. I think that would be broadly how we would think about it. But most important, and I think this is absolutely non-negotiable, we will never let anybody compromise on your history, on your language, on your culture, and on your way of life. You cannot talk about development of the Northeast, development of Manipur, and then not talk about the spirit of the Manipuri people, not talk about the culture, the language, which is frankly the most valuable thing that you have. It is more valuable than anything else. Your way of life. So we do not want to allow anybody to impose themselves on your way of life. And I think I say that not only for Manipur, I say that for the entire Northeast and all Indian states.
Thank you so much. The next question is from T.H. Rojan Singh, Research Scholar, Manipur University. T.H. Rojan Singh, Research Scholar, Manipur University.
Good morning, sir. I have only one question.
Just call me Rahul, don't call me sir. Simpler.
Sir, you have been speaking about Rafael, speaking and exposing about Rafael. I can say always. Sir, can you put light on it or elaborate on it, sir?
Rafael is a military aircraft. It is a high quality military aircraft. When we were in power, UPA was in power, the Air Force required an aircraft. And the Air Force came to the government of India and said, we are looking to buy an aircraft for the Indian Air Force. And the Prime Minister said, absolutely, go ahead. And they, after a long negotiation, they chose the Rafale aircraft, which is a French aircraft. Manmohan Singh told the Air Force that there are a couple of conditions with regards to purchasing the aircraft. Condition number one, the aircraft is going to be made in India and it's going to be made by a public sector company called Hindustan Aeronautical Limited, which has been making aircraft for many, many years. The Jaguar aircraft, the MiG aircraft, Sukhoi aircraft. Second condition was negotiate the lowest price possible. And the Air Force negotiated 526 crores per aircraft. The deal was 95% complete. Narendra Modi became Prime Minister. And the first thing Narendra Modi did, he went to Paris, France, with Anil Ambani, who's a friend of his. The same man whose brother has just bailed him out from going to jail. Because he owed money to Ericsson, the brother bailed him out. He took the same man with him to Paris, France, and the contract was changed. The contract was taken away at the last minute from the public sector company, from HAL. Aircraft is no longer going to be made in India. It's going to be made in France. The aircraft was not going to be bought for 526 crores. The price was raised to 1,600 crores per aircraft. Now, the couple questions. Number one, Anil Ambani has never made an aircraft in his life. Ever. In fact, he's done no aeronautical work ever. He has been handed the biggest defense contract by the Prime Minister personally. The President of France said that the Prime Minister of India told me in a meeting that the contract must not go to HAL, the contract must go to Anil Ambani, and the Indian government will pay not 526 crores but 1,600 crores. This is what the French President has said about our Chowkidar Prime Minister. Meaning the French President himself is saying, Chowkidar chor hai. Okay, the Defense Minister, Mr. Parikar, with all due respect, who recently passed away, says, listen, I have no idea about this new contract. I don't know what's going on. He tells the media, please ask the Prime Minister, I have no idea. All the Defense Ministry officials have written in government documents, which are now available with the Hindu newspaper, that the Prime Minister personally carried out a negotiation, a direct negotiation, bypassing the entire Air Force. They have said that the Prime Minister negotiation raised the price of the aircraft. They have said that the Prime Minister damaged the negotiation. And they have said that the aircraft is now going to be coming late. Now the question is, why is the Prime Minister not saying a word about this? Earlier he said, मैं प्रधानमंत्री नहीं बनना चाहता हूं, मैं चौकीदार बनना चाहता हूं. You remember that? You remember that, no? Now he's saying, हम सब चौकीदार. Everybody is a चौकीदार. Oh, you weren't saying that earlier. When you became Prime Minister, you weren't saying everybody is a चौकीदार. And the question is, whose चौकीदार are you? You're not the people's चौकीदार, you're Anil Ambani's चौकीदार. Right? उसकी चौकीदारी कर रहे हो आप. जनता का पैसा चोरी कर रहे हो. You said, why is there not enough money in education? I'll tell you why there's not enough money in education. Because he gave 30,000 crores to Mr. Anil Ambani. That's why there's not enough money in education. He's stealing money from you. He's stealing money from the people of the Northeast. He took away your special status. He's taken that money from you and he's given it to him. Who is that chap? Why is he getting your money? What has he done? Now, the CBI director gets up, says, listen, I'm going to investigate this thing. I think that a crime has been committed by the Prime Minister. 1:30 at night, the CBI director is sacked. The Supreme Court then says, bring the man back. Reinstate him as CBI director. He's reinstated as CBI director and Narendra Modi removes him in 5 hours. Again. So the fact of the matter is that it's black and white. That the Prime Minister has helped Mr. Anil Ambani with corruption and has given him 30,000 crore rupees, the biggest defense contract in the world. That's the answer to Rafael.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I went into a bit of detail because it's important that youngsters understand this. Our Air Force is defending our nation. Huge amount of your money. It's not Mr. Modi's money or Mr. Anil Ambani's money, it's your money. 30,000 crores coming to Manipur for your education would have transformed the entire state of education in Manipur. That's why I went into a little bit of detail.
Thank you. Can I take the next question, sir?
Yeah.
It's from Dusin Ningthojam. Dusin Ningthojam. Yes, she's in the first row. Please give her a mic.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Today, I would like to raise the question of one of the most burning issues of our state, that is the Citizenship Amendment Bill. This bill has been a great threat to the indigenous people of Manipur, and because of this, many efforts such as Scheduled Tribe Demand has been undertaken. ILP is also closely linked to it, and the Manipur People Bill that was sent to Honorable President of India that had not been passed. These are all linked together. My question for you is, what are your views for this? How are you going to protect the integrity? How are you going to protect the existence of the indigenous people? And also another thing that I want to ask you is about corruption. So as we all know that corruption is widespread in our country, it is quite uncommon for us to not even get a job without paying a bribe or something like that. It is a huge harm for us youth because we are afraid of getting unemployed in the future, even after we have completed many degrees. So my question is, sir, how are you going to solve this problem? What steps are you going to take to ensure our insurance and all? Thank you, sir.
So, on the Citizen Amendment Bill, I'm very clear. It is, again, cultural imperialism. It is an attempt to crush the spirit of the Northeast. And I'm absolutely crystal clear. We fought against the Citizen Amendment Bill in Parliament and we defeated the bill in Parliament. The Congress Party did it. And we are not going to allow this Citizen Amendment Bill to destroy the lives of the Northeast. So we are absolutely crystal clear on that. There is going to be no encroachment in the culture, the language, and the history of the Northeast. We're not going to allow it. And we will fight tooth and nail to ensure that Citizen Amendment Bill does not become law. On your corruption question, number one, the structures that protect us against corruption are the institutions. The Supreme Court, the judicial system, the free press, these institutions. So number one, when we come to power, we are going to stop the attack that Narendra Modi is carrying out on these institutions. We are going to allow these institutions their independence. We will allow the judiciary to be independent. We will allow the election commission to function. We will allow courts to opine on things independently. Second, youngsters like you who are honest need to come into the political system. You can't complain that politics is not the way I want it, and then keep sitting there and not come into the political system. So we would like as many young, new people, fresh faces to come into the political system to help us clean the system. Finally, there are laws that you can pass. The right to information, where you allow any citizen to ask any question about his government, ask the bureaucracy any question that they feel they'd like to know. So there are laws that you can pass, and the RTI was a landmark law that we passed. Now that has also been diluted and sort of distorted. So we would like to make those laws more effective as well. Finally, you can't centralize power and expect corruption to reduce. Today what is happening is power is being centralized in the Chief Minister's office and the Prime Minister's office. We would like to delegate power down. We would like to delegate power to the panchayats, to the lower levels of government, so that people can access the political system, people can participate in the decisions, people can ask questions, and there can be more transparency. So that would be the broad direction. But frankly, we need your help. You know, we need youngsters to come into the political system to help us clean the political system. It's not going to be possible without you.
The next question is from Shiva Ranjani, MBBS RIMS. She's in the first row. Please give her a mic.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you have frequently addressed GST as Gabbar Singh tax. And, sir, if you come in... Sorry, sir. If you come to power in 2019, scrap of the GST...
The mic is not working. Would we scrap GST? Is that your question? Do you want GST scrapped? Do you want GST scrapped?
I don't want it to be scrapped off, but I want it to be modified. And sir, what would be your tax model if you come to empower them?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So the basic idea behind the GST is one tax, simple tax, minimum tax. That is the basic idea. And why I call the current GST Gabbar Singh tax is because it is not actually a GST. It's not a GST. I mean, Mr. Narendra Modi has sold the country something which it isn't. If you ask any economist in the world, is India's GST a GST? He will tell you, no, it's not a GST because the GST cannot have 5 different taxes. A GST has to have one tax. So I'm glad you've caught on to this. And it is our endeavor when we come to power to give India a simple GST, one tax, minimum tax, simple tax. So, and we're already working on it, and we're pretty confident that we'll be able to significantly simplify it, certainly take it down from 5 different levels to one main level and maybe a secondary level, but we're working on that and we're going to deliver that for you.
Thank you. The next question is from Professor Dorendra Singh.
Good morning.
He's in the first row. Please give him a mic. The mic is not working.
Okay, it will work. My question is, what will be your party's opinion about the higher education system in India? Because the way it is going on after the BJP come to the power, the education system, it has come down to a certain extent. And the money to be given to the institution has not properly reached. And again, privatization of the institutions is coming up. If the alternative government, not the present central government, comes, whether there will be change in the policy, higher education policy. And again, in the Northeast, there are many youths, educated youths. There are students who wants to study the good institutions. And in that respect, I am asking, is not Manipur suitable to have an IIT? An IIT at best. And say IIT, we want in Manipur, we want for the science education, Indian Institute of Science Education and Research. In the Northeast, it was given to Nagaland. Nagaland has not taken it. Why not? It give to Manipur. Manipur has young, talented science graduates, and many students are going abroad for PhD. They want to come back to the country. They want to serve the people of India, the people of Manipur. So, Northeast in Manipur, even if it is small, we can have very good institutes in different levels. Maybe in terms of IITs, maybe in terms of Indian institution, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. We have a good material, and pharmaceutical industries and others could come up. What should be the policy of your party if it comes to power?
Well, certainly there would be a change between what is happening today. There will be a dramatic change with what is happening today. I do not believe in wholesale privatization of the education system. I believe that there is a role for private organizations, but the state of the art, the foundation of the system, has to be public sector, government institutions. The IIT, which is the best institution, is a government institution. So we would certainly spend significantly more money on education. We would not allow the capture of the education system by an ideology. So we would not be allowing, what is going on with the Manipur University and the RSS vice chancellors. Every university in the country now has an RSS man in charge. That is something that we will clean out, we will fix. We would like the universities to have an independent voice. We would like the universities to be the expression of the students, the professors, and the expression of the institution. We don't want to impose on top of that institution a viewpoint. Broadly, you would see a dramatic increase in the amount of money that is being spent in higher education and in primary education when we come to power. On the matter of Manipur having the best institutions in the country, I'm absolutely certain that Manipur has the capacity and the talent to have the best institutions. I will look into this matter, I will study this matter, and we will try and see if we can work something out where you get quality institutions in Manipur.
Thank you. The next question is from Jangkochon Kongsai from DM College of Arts.
Suprabhat Saman Sri Rahul Gandhi. It's a blend of privilege and pleasure for the students of Manipur to be in live interaction with you. You have been through several integration programs in different places and today in Manipur. Hence, I appreciate your endeavor.
Thank you.
Mr. Rahul Gandhi, I have two questions to you. The first question is, what are your promises to the people of Manipur if you become a prime minister? And yet, the other question is, politically, what's your perspective on Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Thank you.
My promise to the people of Manipur is that I will engage with the people of Manipur and listen carefully to what the people of Manipur feel and what they want. I will have an ongoing dialogue, conversation with the people of Manipur. And I will make sure that wherever the national government can help the people of Manipur, the youngsters of Manipur, the national government is extremely responsive. Manipur has special needs. Manipur has special requirements. I mentioned the idea of special status. We will reinstate the special status of Manipur and the northeastern states. I think India has a job crisis. And we, frankly, are not accepting that there is a job crisis in the country. The Prime Minister is not accepting it. I think we have to accept that there is a job crisis, and then the whole country has to become one in trying to ensure that we resolve this crisis. And Manipur has a role to play in that movement of creating jobs for this country. On Mr. Narendra Modi, my personal perspective, he's very good at publicity. He's probably the best at publicity in the country. He's very good at marketing himself. Excellent. I think maybe Baba Ramdev comes close, but between the two of them, they have number 1 and number 2 position in marketing in the country. However, the Prime Minister doesn't have the capacity to go into details. He doesn't like listening. He likes talking. He doesn't respect people's opinions. He doesn't want to put himself in the place of other people. There's a certain amount of lack of humility. I think a prime minister, the primary thing of a prime minister is the ability to be humble and to listen to people. Because if you listen to people, India, Manipur, they will guide you. They will tell you what needs to be done. If you don't listen to people and you think that you have all the answers, you can never succeed as a prime minister. So I think what Mr. Narendra Modi really lacks is the ability to listen. The other thing is, he's angry. An Indian leader cannot be angry. An Indian leader has to be loving, he has to be gentle, he has to be accommodating, he has to embrace everybody. So he has a personal sense of anger in him that doesn't allow him to listen and doesn't allow him to see the direction in which India should go. But once again, publicity, number 1.
The next question is from Robin Hood, Bachelor of Education. He's
Robin
the guy.
Hood.
Yes.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, by sidelining all from politics, my question is, what is the mantra behind your fitness?
Mantra behind my fitness.
Yes.
On most days, regardless how busy I am, I try to take out 1 hour to do physical exercise. I'll do running, or I do Aikido, which is sort of like judo. I swim. I used to play football. I don't get much time to play football now. I don't have access to sort of a football game. But I keep busy. Yeah. But over the last couple of weeks, I've sort of been breaking my own rules. So I'm not getting much time. But I try to do at least 1 hour of physical exercise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big round of applause for his fitness, for being so young, for staying so young for us. The next question is from Bokato K, final year MBBS. And this would be our last question.
Sir, first of all, I want to thank you for coming to Manipur, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I speak on behalf of the students of RIMS, Regional Institute of Medical Sciences. I wanted to request you and know where you stand on upgrading RIMS to M status, all Indians.
I'll have to, I don't know the details of this matter. I will look into this matter and I can give you an opinion once I've looked into it.
Okay.
I'll try and be favorable.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So very warm welcome to Manipur, sir.
Thank you.
The land of jewel.
The land of?
The jewel of India. Sir.
Jewel of India.
Sir, बहुत nervous हूँ sir.
अरे relax. Relax. कहाँ के हो?
आतिफ नवाज from NIT Manipur. सर अपने कॉलेज से मैं यहाँ आया हूँ अपने कॉलेज के वॉइस को रिप्रेजेंट करने सर लाइक 12 लाख लोगों ने एग्जाम दिया था सर टॉप 11,80,000 को हटा के पहुंचे थे यहाँ पे सर यहाँ आके लगा नहीं कि ये मतलब इतना डिजर्विंग सर यू हैव बीन टू स्टैनफोर्ड यू हैव स्टडीड फ्रॉम कैम्ब्रिज सर आप आके नए NITs को देखो सर एक बार कि क्या इनसे आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो कि आपको लगता है इंडिया कभी उस लेवल तक पहुंच पाएगा जिस लेवल पे इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज 3.5 लाख पर एनम की पैकेज लगती है यहाँ पे सर ऐसे कैसे हम लोग प्रोग्रेस करेंगे सर वी आर द यूथ ऑफ दिस कंट्री सर मैं कहना चाहूँगा सर कि सर जैसे आपने अभी बोला था कि लाइक दिस गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट मेकिंग न्यू कॉलेजेस न्यू NITs न्यू IITs और अभी सर ने आगे भी पूछा था कि व्हेन आर यू गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड IIT टू मणिपुर न्यू कॉलेजेस की जो हालत है सर तो मुझको नहीं लगता कि IIT भी यहाँ पे आप खोलेंगे तो अभी हमारा कॉलेज NIT जो है वो प्राइमरी स्कूल है वो सेकेंडरी स्कूल होगा बस ऐसा ही डिफरेंस होगा और कुछ नहीं होने वाला सर आप आए और प्लीज देखें आई इनवाइट यू टू आवर कॉलेज
Where is it exactly?
Sir, NIT Manipur, it is in Langol, sir. Sir, अच्छा आप आएंगे?
नहीं, I'll come. मैं आ जाता हूँ. I'll come and see it.
Sir, very.
I'll come and see it.
Sir, very. Thank you, sir. Sir, very.
We'll organize. It will be difficult for me to do during the election, but I commit to you that at some point I will come and see your.
Sir, आप आएंगे भी तो मेरे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मेरे पास ऑडिटोरियम नहीं है. हम लोग जो भी प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज
बाहर कर लेंगे. बाहर
मैकेनिकल वर्कशॉप में करते हैं. वर्कशॉप
वहाँ कर लेंगे. फील्ड में कर देंगे. फील्ड में कर देंगे कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We won't be able to accommodate so many questions due to shortage of time. So thank you so much. We apologize for the inconvenience. And last but not the least, we have some interesting questions for you, sir. Somewhat informal and that have been requested by the students and the youngsters in this room. And I would be asking on their behalf. It's a rapid fire round.
Rapid fire round,
yeah.
okay.
You just have to choose the answer. Okay. It is just 5 questions. And are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a Barcelona fan or a Real Madrid fan?
I'm a Juventus fan. But between Barcelona and Real Madrid, I'm a Real Madrid fan.
Wow. Next question is...
Actually, let me rephrase that. Until Ronaldo was there, I was a Real Madrid fan.
What is the last book that you read?
I Am That.
I Am That. Note that down.
I've read that book many times.
That's
it's a very
wonderful.
nice book.
We all need to read that book. And the next question is, are you a dog lover or a cat lover?
Dog lover.
Wonderful. And what's a guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure ice cream.
Oh, wow. And the last of this rapid fire round, are you a pani puri lover or a aloo tikki lover?
Aloo tikki.
Wonderful. That's the quick 5 questions that we prepared for him, and that's all we have for the interaction round and all the questions that we could accommodate. Thank you so much, Mr. Gandhi. And
can I just say 2 words?
Yes.
Yeah. So, thank you very much for coming here. All the professors, all the students. It's been an honor for me. It's been a pleasure for me coming here and listening to you. As I said, there is a ideological fight going on in the country. There is a fight between those who want to defend all the cultures, all the languages, all the different ideas in this country, and those that want to impose one idea on this country. We do not believe that any idea is big enough to be imposed on our people. Ideas should come from within, ideas should come from inside people, ideas should not be imposed on them. So when you're thinking about what is going on in India, and when you see the violence that is taking place, when you see that your culture is under attack, when you see the Citizen Amendment Bill, you have to realize that you are systematically being attacked. We are all systematically being attacked. When a person who criticizes the government is charged with treason, put in jail, he's not being attacked alone. Every single one of you, me, everybody's being attacked. And the only way you can fight this is by standing together, standing united, and saying that we're not going to accept it. And that is what many people in this country are doing today. We are working together to defeat this brutish, unpleasant, nasty ideology of the RSS and Mr. Narendra Modi, and we are going to win in 2019. As far as youngsters are concerned, I would have a couple of things I'd like to advise you. Number one most important thing is humility, is love and affection for people who you're working with, people who are around you. Hatred will not get you anything in life. Hatred will not give you anything that you're looking for. Love and affection and humility will give you whatever you choose, whatever you want. So my advice to you as youngsters, I know that it is a difficult period. I understand that you have fears. You feel that maybe you might not be able to get a job. You might struggle to get a job after your education. That is the situation in India. We understand that. And we are all working together to fix that problem. But the anger that arises inside you, the fear that arises inside you, you must not convert that into hatred. You must convert that into love and affection and into working together, everybody, to take this country forward. I'd like to thank all of you once again, and I commit to you, all the youngsters of Manipur, all the people of Manipur, that I am here to be with you. I'm here to work with you. You are more than welcome to ask me questions. You're more than welcome to even come and complain to me. My doors will always be open for you. And in whatever way I can help you, whether it is education, whether it is healthcare, whether it is your IIT, in whatever way I can help you, and what little I can do, I will always be there for you. Thank you very much for coming here. All the best. Jai Hind.